Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Oh, girl, put that phone down and grab your wine because you are not going to believe the absolute circus I am currently living through. You know how stressful moving is, right? Just the boxes and the packing tape and the physical exhaustion. Okay, well, imagine doing all of that, being the perfect tenant for 3 whole years, and then getting slapped in the face with a bill that honestly feels like a criminal shakedown. Yes, it's about the old apartment, the one in Colorado. Sit down. You need to hear this whole saga because I am about 2 seconds away from going full legally blonde on these people. So let's rewind to November. I finally move out. And you know me, I am neurotic about cleaning. I don't just sweep, I scrub. I spent days making sure that place was spotless. I'm talking scrubbing baseboards, cleaning the inside of the oven, wiping down the top of the fridge, places nobody even looks. I wanted my security deposit back because, hello, moving is expensive, and I had plans for that money. I lived there for a little over 3 years. 3 years of paying rent on time, never throwing loud parties, just being a model citizen. And yes, I had Luna with me, my cat, but you've met her. She sleeps 20 hours a day. She's not tearing up floorboards or hosting raves. Plus, I paid pet rent every single month, which, can we talk about that for a second? Pet rent is such a scam, but whatever, I paid it. I played by their rules. So the end of November comes. I do the final walkthrough. I'm smart, right? I pull out my phone and I record a full 4K video walkthrough of the entire unit. I open drawers, I zoom in on the floors, I show the walls. I have receipts, honey. The place looked good. I mean, sure, it looked lived, in because I'm a human being and not a hologram, but there was no damage. The carpet in the living room, specifically the high-traffic area by the doorway, was a little flat, but that's what happens when you walk on carpet for 3 years. That is the literal definition of normal wear and tear. I turn in my keys. I smile at the leasing agent. I walk away thinking, great, chapter closed. Can't wait to get my check. Girl, oh girl, fast forward 20 days. It's almost Christmas. I'm checking my mail, expecting a nice little check to pop out so I can do some holiday shopping. Instead, I get a statement of deposit accounts. I open it, and I literally gasped. I'm not being dramatic. I stopped breathing for a second. Not only did they keep my entire security deposit, every single cent, but at the bottom of the page, in bold red letters, it says I owe them an additional $1,140. $1,140. On top of the deposit they stole. I almost threw up. I'm staring at this piece of paper, shaking, trying to figure out what on earth I could have destroyed without noticing. Did I accidentally burn down the kitchen and forget? Did I leave a hole in the wall? No, the line item says, full carpet replacement due to odor and wear. Excuse me, odor? My apartment smells like vanilla bean Noel and expensive detergent. I'm obsessive about smells. And wear? Are you kidding me? Here is the tea, and this is why I am raging. That carpet was not new when I moved in. It wasn't even close to new. It was that cheap, builder-grade beige nightmare that they put in every rental unit in Colorado. When I moved in 3 years ago, it was already matted down. It already had a couple of mystery stains that I had to cover with a rug. And thank the Lord for past me being paranoid, I wrote that down. On my move-in checklist 3 years ago, I specifically wrote, carpet worn in living room. So, they are trying to charge me to replace the entire apartment's flooring because the living room walkway is a little flat, after I lived there for 3 years. And the carpet was probably 5 years old before I even got there. I immediately went into detective mode. I wasn't going to let them play me like this. I emailed them. I was polite, way more polite than they deserved. I said, hi, I received this statement. I dispute these charges. The carpet was old when I moved in. I noted it on my checklist, and there was no odor when I left. Please provide proof. You know what they sent me? This is the part that makes me want to scream. They sent me a generic invoice from some random flooring company. It didn't have a breakdown of costs. It didn't have a description of the damage. It literally just said, replace carpet 2BR unit. That's it. No mention of urine, no mention of severe damage, just a bill for a new floor. And when I asked for photos, crickets. When I asked for a lab test proving there was odor or pet urine, they refused. They literally said no. And get this, they didn't do a pre-move out inspection with me. You know how usually they walk through with you and point things out so you can fix them? They didn't do that. They waited until I was gone, waited until I had no access to the unit, and then decided to claim it smelled and needed a total gut renovation. It feels so predatory. It feels like they looked at my file, saw I had a cat, and decided, oh, easy target. We'll just blame the cat for odors and make her pay for the brand new floors we wanted to install anyway. That's exactly what this is. They are upgrading the unit on my dime. They want to rip out that nasty old carpet and put in something new to jack up the rent for the next person, and they want me to foot the bill. I am not a bank. I am not an investor in their property. So I emailed them back again. I tried to use some big words. I told them that under Colorado law, they cannot charge a tenant for normal wear and tear. I told them that carpet has a depreciable life. You know, like, a carpet is only supposed to last 5 to 7 years in a rental. If the carpet was already 5 years old, its value is 0. Even if I did damage it, which for the record I didn't, I shouldn't have to pay the full replacement cost for a brand new carpet. I should only pay the prorated value of the old, crusty carpet that was left. If the carpet is 8 years old, it's worth nothing. $0. You can't charge me $2,000 to replace something that was legally worthless trash. Do you know what they replied with? They didn't address the age of the carpet. They didn't send the photos. They sent a one-line email. You can pay the balance immediately, or we will send this to collections. The audacity, the unmitigated gall. They are threatening my credit score. They know that most people get scared when they hear the word collections. They think I'm just some young girl who doesn't know her rights and will panic and write a check to make it go away. Well, they messed with the wrong one today, honey. I am spiraling a little bit, though. I mean, can they just do that? Can they just send it to collections without proving anything? It feels like extortion. Pay us this ransom or we ruin your financial future. I'm sitting here with my laptop open, researching small claims court procedures in Colorado like I'm studying for the bar exam. I found out that landlords have a very strict deadline to return deposits, and if they wrongfully withhold it, I might be able to sue them for triple the amount. Treble damages, baby. But it's scary, right? Like, do I have to go to court? Do I have to stand in front of a judge and argue about cat smells? It sounds humiliating, but I know I'm right. I have the video. My video clearly shows a clean apartment. It shows the carpet looking fine, just normal traffic marks. It proves there were no giant stains or rips. I think my next move has to be a formal dispute letter. I need to send it via certified mail, you know, the kind they have to sign for so they know I'm serious. I'm going to demand the age of the carpet. I want to see the installation invoice from when it was put in. If they can't produce that, how can they prove its value? I bet you anything that carpet is 10 years old. I bet you it's been there through 4 other tenants. And the odor thing really sticks in my craw. How do you prove a smell in court? It's their word against mine. But if they didn't get a lab test, like a moisture reading or a black light test for urine, then they have no scientific proof. It's just some property manager claiming, it smells, so they can get a free renovation. I'm not trying to dodge responsibility. If Luna had actually clawed up the corner or had an accident, I would own it. I'm an adult. But she did. This is purely a cash grab. So here is where I'm at. I have to decide if I'm going to pay this bogus $1,140 just to make the nightmare end, or if I'm going to fight. And honestly, I think I have to fight. It's the principle of the thing. If I let them do this to me, they'll do it to the next girl and the next. I'm thinking I need to draft a letter that says, I dispute this debt. Do not send this to collections until this is resolved. Provide the age of the carpet and proof of damages immediately, or I will see you in small claims court. Does that sound too aggressive? Or just aggressive enough? I feel like I'm in a battle of wits with a faceless corporation. It's exhausting. I just wanted to move, get my deposit back, and buy a new couch. Now I'm funding a legal defense fund instead of a sectional. But seriously, have you ever heard of a landlord charging for full replacement without providing photos? That has to be illegal, right? You can't just charge someone and say, trust me, bro. I am so stressed, but I am also so fired up. I need you to hype me up. Tell me I'm right. Tell me that they are villains and I am the hero of this story. And remind me to print out all my emails because if we go to court, I am bringing a binder. A color-coded binder. I will pull up the Zillow listing from 2019 if I have to. He pour me another glass. I have a strongly worded letter to write and I need liquid courage. But mark my words, they are not getting a dime from me for that ugly, crusty beige carpet. Not 1 cent.